GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand, presents Galata Plus at the Berlin Film Festival 2024.
GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.
Hello, Andrei.
Hello.
Thank you so much for taking the time out from your busy Berlinale schedule. For those of us from outside Romania, as a start, I would like to just ask you, what is the difference between the films that come out of Romania and are seen by the rest of us at film festivals and the Romanian film scene inside Romania? Are there mainstream films? Or are all the films?
There are few there are few mainstream films, comedies, which I heard that they are pretty successful. Not so many yet, but yeah, well, as far as I know, there are few very successful in terms of Romanian market comedies,
Right.
aside the festival, the other ones.
So you're saying that this would be considered an art house film?
Yeah, I don't imagine people rushing in cinemas for this kind of movie. It's pretty long, and the pace, as you mentioned, is somehow slow. But well, I don't know, in fact, what to expect, but definitely is not in line with the ones which are having box office success these days.
That's nice, because I'm really glad you told us that, because there's a lot of complaints in India that all these other countries are making all these wonderful films, and somehow the filmmakers in India are just making these big mainstream
Yes.
films,
Yes.
and are not catering to doing better films. So I just wanted to ask you how that was. So thank you for the answer. It
As
makes
far as I understand, is money coming from the culture, so we support the culture. The
Yeah,
rest, of course, I would be very happy for many people to come, but it's not the main objective.
Yeah. Now, this is a beautiful film, a beautifully paced film, and a beautifully shot film. Let's go to the origin of the film, which is based on this 1889 Romanian novel.
Yes.
What interested you about the novel, and what made you say it is still relevant today?
Well, let's start like that. It's difficult for me because I'm staying so many years with a subject or another, so it becomes late difficult for me to depict the precise reason for which I'm picking a certain subject. But definitely this one is having a lot in common with my roots. So I tried to write something about that, about the tensions I have with my roots, the questions I have with them. And finally, I linked to information, the interest in that respect, and this novel I was living with my entire life, because I love it since I was in school.
Wow.
When they taught us this piece. And yeah, one day I connect the things, and I decided to make an adaptation for this subject, and for this novel. And in regards of how actual is, well, I hope it is. I can't control how the movie will be read by the others, but I hope it's relevant, because in fact, in very it's about a stranger in
Yeah.
a community, and each of us can find ourselves being a stranger in a certain moment in life,
Right.
in a different community. So yeah, it's the times. So my hope is this one, that the movie will be read in a broader perspective than anti-Semitism.
Yeah.
Anti-Semitism, of course, is this symbol about the foreign in a community. But my hope is the one I've
Right.
just mentioned.
The thing I like most about the film is, even though it is a specifically anti-Semitic plot, if you look at
Yeah.
it, just the plot, but the broader angle is about how there are two strands to it. One is the things that actually happen, and the other things are happening inside the head. and there is a bit of paranoia about what could happen. So there are that was
You
fascinating.
make me very happy with this comment because these are my intention, the half fabricated fears and the real ones, and the protagonist not being able anymore to depict the real ones from the one fabricated by fear.
Yeah, the imagined ones. Yeah.
And because this is the discussion, one of the discussion I would like to open about where putting pressure on one can lead.
Yeah. Now you open the film with about a 3-minute static camera single shot.
Yeah.
What made you say, this is how I want to open the film? And two, what is the significance of a single take?
Wow, is many topics in this one, many hard topics in this one. Well, in fact, the entire film is made out of static single takes.
Right.
And definitely this is having, first of all, in common with my background, because I spent half of my life in painting classes. So, yeah, in a certain moment in time, I decided to put aside the handheld camera and to come back to my roots from the school.
Yeah.
And this is, I don't know, the historical reason. But on top of that, my intention is to depict sequences within the sequence, which are aiming to tell in my intention, a bigger story than the narrative plot itself.
Right.
So around this aspects is made the decision of having single static takes.
Right.
Well, this is about the takes, but about the opening scene, I'd be very honest, this scene was not initially intended to be in the beginning, but you know, I'm open to what shooting days are giving to you, even though I'm planning pretty carefully everything. But yeah, well, when I saw this sequence being shot, I decided that is able to tell more than a piece in the dramatic chain.
Yeah.
And I decided to open with it because I think if I cut the rest of the film and we stay only with that, it contains the entire movie.
Yeah.
Somehow.
The beautiful thing about the scene is that it shows violence being committed on a woman, but as the scene plays on, the people go away, and there's a shepherd, and there's the sheep, and all the sheep, slowly go away, and it's like a whole world has disappeared, and we're just left with this woman and her pain, and it was just beautiful.
And they end up being extremely lonely.
Yeah.
Even though in the intro in the beginning of the scene there was a world around.
Yeah, the world has disappeared and she's just lonely.
Exactly.
So
yeah,
that's
so is a shot about isolation, and is one reason behind the character sliding on this evil path.
Now you have made 3 feature films. Holy Week is your third.
Yes.
2 of them, Back Home and Holy Week, are set in the past. Back Home is set in the 1980s, and this is set in the late 19th century. What interests you about the past?
I really can't. I don't have a strong point in that.
No.
I don't know. My movies are in relation with my life.
Right.
So the first one is in the past, but is in my personal past.
Yeah.
Is about my music. Is about my fears. Is about the things I haven't did and I wished I would have did it, and stuff. And this one, again, by mistake, as I previously told you, is I decided to tell the story in regards of my roots.
Yeah.
With with this story being the support
Yeah,
of,
yeah.
of the intention. But, well, I'm not for the past nor for the future. I don't know.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was wondering if you were particularly interested in examining your culture's past, or
Yes.
are you just saying, I like the story, I'm going to make the story? Is that all that is?
Yes, definitely. Well, you have a certain distance with the past,
Yeah.
which gives you the freedom to have opinions. If we take in consideration the nowadays events, would be extremely hard to
Yeah.
have opinions, to
Yeah.
have stakes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So with the past, I feel that I can articulate some points, but with the present is impossible, let's say, and with the future as well is not. This is not my domain.
The last one is a technical question, but how did your advertising background help you as a filmmaker?
My first instinct was to say that it doesn't, but in fact I started directing commercials.
Right.
Then in 2008, when there were not so many commercials because it was a financial crisis, not so many commercials to make, I started doing a TV series.
Okay.
Then some shorts, then movies. So yeah, it was the beginning of me directing because my background is coming from painting and from fine arts.
Fine arts, yeah.
So yeah, it is the beginning of directing. I started with 30 seconds and I end up with 2 hours and something.
Lovely, lovely.
Yeah. So this is the path
Yeah.
through advertising.
Yeah, advertising set you on this path. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much for your interest.
Thank you. GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand, presents Galata Plus at the Berlin Film Festival 2024.
GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.